continue about the MVP debate. Cooper Kupp versus, I think, Aaron Donald, maybe the only other option, really.
Are you putting Matthew Stafford in there or not?
I think that you could have given it to Matthew Stafford, and
it would be a Super Bowl type MVP, but it wouldn't have been the right call.
It would have been like, did Peyton? It's like Peyton won it in 2006 when the Colts beat the Bears and they didn't do a whole lot on offense. It was just a slow game. It's like, well, Peyton's finally won a Super Bowl. Let's give him the MVP.
There we go. Second lowest raceving yards of any wide receiver to win Super Bowl MVP, but did have those 2 touchdowns.
There, I just saw a tweet that I probably didn't say, but Odell Beckham got hurt with about 5 minutes to go, I believe, in the second quarter. And I think someone said in the locker room, the Bengals said they completely changed their defensive scheme once Odell went down. They did a lot of man coverage. So I would imagine that they included a lot of double teams to Kupp until Kupp decided on that final drive that, you know what, I got to overcome this double coverage. And he started doing that. So I think you're exactly right, Devo. He was a non-factor for, 45 minutes, maybe a little more?
He didn't do a whole lot. So when Huber punted with 6:20 left, Stafford he hits Hopkins, incomplete to Skronik. I can't pronounce anything. Cam Akers run. Cooper Kupp, they do the end around or the little jet sweep on 4th and 1
on their own 30 there. Yeah.
And see, this is where I think to the point about it is, and the same sort of thing applies with Edelman in that game where they beat the Rams. Because with Holmes, it was basically like, we can't give it to Big Ben because of, the off-field allegations.
That was an amazing catch.
No, of course it was, but it was a better throw.
Okay.
So Kupp takes the end around, and that play, like when he got out in space, it's like, how's he going to get a first down? And all of a sudden, he's just got 7 yards.
I think prior to that, he had that first half little swing pass that he took for like 16, 17 yards, and that seemed to be it. But this drive
he wasn't having a monster Cooper Kupp game for sure.
And this drive started with 6 minutes to go in the fourth quarter.
He had the touchdown catch too, because he finished with 2 touchdowns.
Oh, okay.
He had the second touchdown, which got him to 13, and then Hecker dropped it, so they stayed on 13.
Gotcha. Right.
Yeah, he had the second. Yeah, he had the second touchdown in the back there. But so anyway, they do the end around to. I lost my place. They did the end around to Kupp, and then it's like incomplete pass to Cam Akers. Hit Kupp for 8 yards, Hopkins for 6 yards, Akers for 3, Kupp for 22, Kupp for 8, Cam Akers at the middle for 8, and then you have all the penalty stuff happens.
No, hold on. No. That next play after the 8-yard run by Akers is Matthew Stafford, your boy, Miss Van Jefferson back in the end zone, and Chris Collinsworth tried to paint it like it was a hard pass to make over Von Bell. That's a pass Patrick Mahomes makes. That's a pass that Josh Allen probably makes. And look, I'm not counting that against Matthew Stafford, but if he had made that touchdown catch, we wouldn't have said, oh, my God, that's as good as the back shoulder Kupp touchdown that he had. That would have been, okay, that's a throw he's supposed to make.
All right, so on that, I mean, I agree. Like, he needs to make the pass. I would just say that what he needed to do was hold it for just a tiny bit longer and then get Jefferson in the end zone. I give him credit because on that pass, it was 1st and 8 from the Cincy 8. You cannot throw an interception there.
Fair enough.
Because like if you try to lob it, like was it Von Bell or was it
Von Bell was underneath?
Von Bell was underneath, and I thought when you showed the initial television angle, it was like, oh my God, Stafford, what did you miss? And then they showed the end zone angle. Credit to NBC for that. When they showed the end zone angle or the behind the Stafford viewpoint angle, it was like, okay, I mean that's you want to
pass, but it's the one you would expect.
He needed to hold it a little bit longer than make the easy pass. You can't throw a first down interception there.
And look, I don't hate the incompletion, but when you saw the way it was thrown, like, oh, okay, I would like a little closer.
I think he was trying to err. And look, let's also bear in mind I had a busted up ankle. Probably come out, don't need surgery on that too. I mean, that was a pretty ugly little injury. Burrow might have a knee thing too. It's just I felt like he wanted to err on this. He's like, if I'm gonna miss, I'm gonna miss high. I'm not gonna miss this pass low where Von Bell can somehow make a play on it and create an interception because again, it's first down. Imagine what the online rhetoric would be if he threw the pick there.
2 things quickly. Someone in the chat said Breach is way more handsome than the way he sounds, and then someone else thinks that you and I are spicy. This is actually pretty low level spice for me and Brinson.
Well, Wilson one of the big.
But I'm not. I've been spicier. I would feel like, all right.
Yeah, you've been spicier, but there's a little bit of Stafford-fueled animosity going on.
No, that's right. I'll give you that.
I think you guys are probably on opposite sides here, but to you guys, is it clear which quarterback played better in this game? I feel like they're very close, and I think Ryan's going to say Burrow, and Brinson's going to say Stafford, but
here's the thing, Debo. I think
removed. Yeah.
If you put them on the opposite teams, I don't know. Like, I feel like I think they're almost even Stevens.
I thought both quarterbacks overcame coaching to a degree.
And some missed some
throws. I didn't think Zach Taylor had a bad game necessarily, except, I mean, obviously Breach feels a little bit different, but I mean, I thought McVay was horrendous in this game with his play calling. He was so vanilla.
I think he just wanted the running game to get going no matter what, and it just never did.
And Breach gave him a C-. I mean, up until the 60th minute, Zach Taylor gets like an A-.
Yeah, it's funny that Breach felt the way he did, because I'm sort of with you, Debo. I didn't think that the play calling for the Bengals was that bad. Now, compared to the Chiefs game, it was like he was Bill Belichick, because we were yelling and screaming about all those first down runs.
And it was McVay who was doing all the first down runs. In this game, it was like, oh my God, dude, what are you doing?
And Joe Mixon actually was cooking a little bit. So I understood the first down runs, and, Breach talked about how excited he was about Burrow getting the ball out of his hand early, and then something changed. I don't know if it was what Collinsworth talked about in terms of just having someone over the center, allowing Aaron Donald more one-on-ones or what, but it changed, and there were no answers. And then Burrow got rolled up on, and it felt like it was too late. I don't hate the Pirine call. I mean, as Breach noted, it's a play you don't expect, in much the same way you don't expect that Cooper Kupp into around.
The third down call was the issue for me.
I don't. Right. I mean, it's third down. He's a big fat guy. You expect him to get it. Just like if the Cooper Kupp thing didn't work out on 4th and 1 from their own 30, I think that's where it was from. You're like, oh boy, this is an idiotic play call because you're not just running up the middle. But the running game wasn't working up the middle, so I'm okay with it. I mean, it could have been a little spicier, if you want to call it that, for the Pirine call. I'm not going to fight you on it, but I didn't loathe it. I didn't think that Zach Wilson did a terrible job, for being honest.
Zach Taylor.
Zach Wilson, he had a great game tonight.
But just back to the MVP thing, and this would be sort of my argument. It's like, I think you could make the case that, I mean, Kupp was huge late.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But Stafford was huge late too. Like, Stafford was jamming, like slinging darts into little windows, because they basically said, all right, here's the deal. We don't trust anybody else enough. It's Cooper Kupp. You're going to have to get open, and Stafford, you're just going to have to make some throws. I mean, some of those throws he made were like,
I would have to go back and watch the last drive. The touchdown throw was a fantastic throw. I felt like Cooper Kupp was open. There were some windows.
No, go back and watch it. There were a couple where it's like Stafford threw it, and you're holding your breath a little bit when you see, where the Bengals players are, and it's
you're holding your breath.
Yeah. I mean, I thought Stafford played okay. I thought he played really well to start.
No, that's right.
For a lot of the game, a little jittery maybe. They were, look at that. Great stat from our awesome research team, our buddy Justin Page, who we hung out with at the Super Bowl a bunch, and that whole team. Matthew Stafford, 71% completions, 14 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, 123.2 passer rating in the fourth quarter this season. As I mentioned, he is 5th all time in fourth quarter comebacks.
Yeah, because he throws so many interceptions earlier in the game that he has to come back. It's a loaded stat. He had 17 regular season interceptions through 3 in the postseason, including 2 in the Super Bowl. Cut him.
And the 2 in the Super Bowl were not like. Anyway, I think that you could make the case that, like,
got you triggered.
Cooper Kupp disappeared for for portions of that game. I feel like Aaron Donald. I would have voted for Aaron Donald for MVP.
Well, here's the thing. I don't know if Cooper Kupp disappeared. I don't know if Aaron Donald disappeared. I think the game plans were pretty solid by both the Bengals offense and the Bengals defense against those 2 players. And then in crunch time, both those guys said, okay, it's time to make things happen. And that's exactly what they did. I mean, that sack, I don't know if it was 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5 against Adonijay. That poor right guard had no chance once it was a one-on-one and Aaron Donald got underneath his pads and almost pushed him. It felt like he pushed him where he was going to be flying over Joe Burrow's head like Dukes of Hazzard jumping a river or something. That's how far underneath his pads he got, and there was nothing he could do about it, and it ended up being one of the many, many Joe Burrow sacks. If you get Aaron Donald, I'll be fine with it. I just think the Cooper Kupp touchdown was pretty spectacular in that last drive.
Sure.
Did it for me.
Look, Kupp and Stafford did what they've done all season on that final drive, and that was the difference.